With what?
Alright, let us know who we talking to, man.
You are talking to H. Dot. What's up, y'all?
Alright. So, you've been around for a minute, but I can't seem to find any, like, nobody really sat down, spoke to you, get your look. Because, you know, you do it in the kitchen. You used to go on the gram, you know, just tapping with folks and keep the live up.
Right.
So, but you don't got a lot of, like, basic info about you unless somebody really know you. So
I never thought about that.
alright, so let us know who H Dot is.
H. Dot is the world's best host. H. Dot is everything you see, everything. I'm just a workaholic. You feel me? That's really pretty much what it is. Just a workaholic and just putting anything I put my mind to, I just make sure I go get it and just over achieve it. You feel me? So by putting time in on whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. You feel me?
So, but if you had to give yourself a primary profession, what was your first? What was the first?
Oh yeah, I mean, the hosting made me popular in the music industry. You feel me? But I also know how to do other things in the music industry. But I wouldn't label up myself because if I label myself, people will be able to try to put me in a box. So my first tape I ever executive produced was Laniyah's. So I executive produced that whole tape. So moving songs around, moving verses around, moving hooks around, cutting up verses. You know what I'm saying? So I executive fixing beats. You feel what I'm saying? I executive produced that whole tape.
So now you got that under your portfolio.
Oh, for sure, that was like I had to make sure of that because my face was on that. You feel me?
Alright.
So it's the representation of me. So I had to make sure before I put this out, you know what I'm saying, when somebody press play, it's real right.
So when did you first started hosting? Cause you like
back in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Back in high school, house parties and stuff like that. And I was rapping back in the day. And when I was rapping, people don't even know, when I turned 18, I had a deal for like $300,000. But it was like how the contract was set up. It was like for 3 years, and then like after the contract is over, they wanted a percentage after the 3 years because they feel like they was gonna put the money up. So I didn't take it. And then I still just kept myself in the music industry, still rapping and stuff, going on tour with Lil Wayne, working up under Cortez, Bryant. So I worked up under Cortez for a very, very long time and still have the same relationship with him to this day and take advice from him. So that's why even with like, I know how to move on certain things, and I don't ever think I made mistakes, but I don't look at them as mistakes. I look at them as like good lessons. Cause I always watch what somebody else do and I'd be like, that's the result of that. You feel me? So I would always be like, I know what's gonna happen if you do that. But if you don't do that, you feel what I'm saying? You can get this. You feel me? So I listen and watch first and observe, and I studied the game for a very long time. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah.
So did you already have a relationship with Lil Wayne when you had a relationship with Cortez, or that never?
I actually met Tez outside of Firestone. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Is it still called Firestone?
No.
Oh, okay. I met Tez outside of Firestone, and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you good.
I met Tez outside of Firestone. Back when Lil Wayne used to perform, I used to always go up to Tez, but because I knew who he was. Mind you, the internet wasn't like how it is then. You feel me? So I would just go up to him and be like, Tez, what's up? So I would also be going to other shows in other states, and I would run into him. So he'd be like, because if you knew who Tez was, it was like, how do you know who I am? You feel what I'm saying? But it's just studying the game, knowing the people that's behind the scenes, the other people that really make shit happen. You feel me? You got the artists, and then you got the people behind the scenes that make shit happen. So by me just going up to him and speaking all the time, it got to a point where it's like, H. Dot, damn, you here? You feel me? H. Dot, you all the way over here? You all the way in this state? Yeah. So after that, you just trust. You feel me? And then after that, he threw me on tour with them, then locked me in with Lil Twist. And when Lil Twist went to Atlanta, I would be with Twist the whole time. You feel me? So them whole Young Money era days, I was really there. You feel me? So I learned a lot with Mac Main. You know what I'm saying? Met Drake at, I didn't even know. I remember hearing his records and I didn't know he was going to be who he was. He was just a regular nigga on, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, regular nigga.
Yeah, he was just, cause you know how they had a lot of artists.
Yeah, but they kept talking about him. You feel me?
Okay.
And at the time, this what Nicki was like transferring from over Gucci Man and shit over there. So they just kept playing his records in the studio and shit. But scratch all that. I'm just saying like how I was just in the mix with all of that.
He was really in the trenches
really
with him.
In the mix and really worked with Tez and really ran the merchandise for Young Money, the Carter, the one where he had the baby, the one we hit 1 million.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then prior to that, when he was just doing them shows, so I was a part of that whole thing. So I was there, like I was there. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Twist, I was there for a long time.
So how did the Gunna relationship happen? Because I remember like this is like when I first knew who you was. Like I think he was doing the mixtape release at Alchemy, Slime Season 3 when with the green cover with the, so that's when like, and then Rolling Loud happened. So that's how I like, okay, so H Dot must really know these folks, cause like I was in Rolling Loud VIP.
Okay,
so I seen when Young Thug came in, and then I looked up, I see yo like this H Dots, you know, I posted it, so you seen it. Respect. So like, how did like?
I met Gunna like well, Gunna was cool with my godfather, true, rest in peace. But I never met Gunna through him. I actually met Gunna here at a show in Firestone, but this was like the first time Thug actually brought him out. So me and Duke has always been cool for some time. So when I locked in with Gunna, I seen what Thug was about to do with him, but you know, sometimes when people got artists, you can throw them up and they might not hit, you feel me? But I heard it in Gunna. I was like, yeah, that nigga's gonna be at it long as he stay at it. And I locked in with him from there. And once we locked in, I just kept, you know, promoting him, you feel me? Just going crazy. And just we built it up, and you know, the rest is history with that situation, you feel me? Gunna is very successful. That shit went exactly how I said it. You feel me? Exactly like how I told him like it was gonna go. No different than with Laniyah, like it's gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like same type of talk, same types of vibes, like in the little studios, not having shit, riding 5 deep in the Volkswagen to our first show with 21 Savage. You feel me? We in a Volkswagen, it's 5 of us in a car, you know what I'm saying? Going from LA to, I forgot the other city it was, but yeah, being 5 deep, you feel me? Like, shit, really, I know what it looked like to go from nothing to something for real. Like, you feel me? Not a lot of people could say they did some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a blessing in itself, like, to say, like, to be in a situation like, all right, this shit regular, and then it go lit. You know what I'm saying? And then to know it's gonna go lit, that's another thing. I called it. You feel me? I definitely called it. I know I called it, but niggas thought I was tripping out here. I remember, you know how many people didn't believe? Niggas ain't think Gunna was gonna do it like that, and I told niggas. I said Gunna's gonna be a big deal. And it was this point in time where Gunna had the world fucked up. He just had the world on his vibe for a period of time. Like, all right, we on Gunna vibe. It's like, it's the vibe. You press play on his whole tape, and it's like, it's just, you just in the drip season, like, you feel me? Like, it was like that. It was like that for sure.
Alright, so what made you feel like Laniyah, like when you heard her or when you seen her, like, cause you worked with a lot of artists in the city. Like, what made you decide, like, know what? Let me get serious with her.
Let me think for real. Like, I seen her. You know what it was? I kept going on my phone and I kept watching Come Correct. And I just kept watching that little thriller thing she had on her page with the broom. And I'm just like, what is it that's making me go back here and just watch her? You feel me? It's like, all right, I'm closing my eyes, I'm listening to it. I'm like, all right, it sound good, but also outside of it sounding good, it looked good. It was just something that, it was just a lot of good energy, and I could feel it. So bro, I was just looking at the shit too much. And then I was just like, and then I started playing the shit. And I just kept running the just kept running it in the quarantine and shit. And then I called her one day. And I was like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? We chopped it up for like an hour on the phone. Then I actually was busy that day. I had to link up with Slick, so she came here to the studio. And then Slick never met her in person, never even talked to her on the phone. So I was like, Slick, I'm gonna send this artist over there, let her work, send her play some beats and just see what she do. So she come over here the first day and she records till the sun come up. I ain't even come the first day. I never even pulled up. So I put the play together and she never even seen me. You feel me? The only time she had seen me was in the kitchen. So yeah, after the kitchen, that's when I made her pull up over here. So then she pulled up and she did it the first day. I don't think I came over here till like the third day. So I had her tapped in with Slick and I didn't even come in until like the third day, to be honest with you. And then I finally came over here, heard the vibes. I was like, okay. And then, and then I think I was just like, then I just went over with my man's like, what you think? He was like, yo, I think she got it. And then with me, it just goes down to what you really trying to do. Like, are you trying to do this shit for real, or you just trying to, it's like, you fucking around? Like, I ain't got, my time is more valuable than anything. So what are we doing? Okay, then we broke down, we had a conversation in this room, you feel me? And we masterminded, okay, you serious. But she showed her dedication. That's why I put her through that. That's why I ain't pull up. I ain't really care to, because I gotta make sure you for real, like, what the fuck? Like, you good, but let me make sure you can really do this shit. And she came over here and showed us, like, oh, she could really do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So then, after that, it was like, okay, mind you, I only known Laniyah for 2.5 months now. Probably two months and a week or two, because her birthday just passed. So when I met her, it was June. Locked in with her, it was like June. So we put the tape together and all that shit together within 2 months. And mind you, when I met her, she only had 4,500 followers. So that was my thing was like, all right, the plan was, okay, get the music, drop the tape on your 18th birthday, get over 10K. We hit 10K the first week of August. First or second week of August, and her birthday was the 28th. So once that happened, I was like, okay, we over succeeded. You feel me? And we had the music, so it was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we locked in, and then we did the plan that was at hand. It was tape, 18th birthday, release party. That was manifested. Like, people, that's why people was like, what the fuck? It was manifested, because I knew we was in quarantine. I know nothing ain't moving, you know, and I know the nightlife. You feel me? But I know it didn't have to look like a club night. It just needs to be the right people in there and still letting her get the content off. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do it a certain way. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, her whole layout was manifested, and and that was only 2 months. And people don't really understand that. Like, all that music was recorded within 2 months. So it was a lot of nights being here in this room till the sun come up, till nobody went home. You feel me? Like, nah, this shit gotta be A1. You know what I'm saying? That's why I chose for you to do her interview in here. Because this is where it happened at, you know what I'm saying? Like, and before that couch is there that you sitting on, there was no couch. Because the shit was still in the U-Haul, in storage. So we purposely didn't want no couch in here because we didn't want it to be comfortable. There was purposely no couches out there because we didn't want it to be comfortable. There were these chairs that's here now. It was only probably like this one and like a little cookout chair that's probably out there, but it was like, this is on purpose. That was on purpose. Like, feel the struggles, lay on the floor, fall asleep on the floor, bring your blanket, sleeping bag, whatever y'all want to do to figure it out. But we gotta feel it, and it will make you more determined to get the music done. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta put yourself through that. Because if it feels comfortable, nobody's gonna really work like that because it's relaxing. You feel me? So it's a whole process to make an artist really bring that extra shit up out of them.
I like it. So when it comes to Orlando and everything Orlando, can somebody say H Dot is a connect? Like he's that tap in guy. Like if a celebrity was to pull up to Orlando unexpectedly, not for a performance, not for a show or nothing, they're like, damn, who can I tap in with to be like, I'm straight? Can you say you are one of them people?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got a person like me in every city. I mean, there's an H Dot in every city, just like there's you in every city, and you know, you just gotta. It is what it is. It's all. Everybody has their same thing. It depends on how you trying to tap in, though. You feel me? It depends on what you're trying to tap into. We could tap into the streets, but I mean, it depends. We could go around. What are we trying to accomplish? Like, like, you feel me? Like, niggas that hang with me, like, we on a different type of time. You feel me? Niggas can go, although niggas want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could go hang out. Yeah, that's cool. That's what you into. Some niggas like certain shit. It depends on what you into. You feel me? You can tap into me. Depends on what you into. Cause I ain't going, you know, cause I don't want niggas to feel those type of way. But whatever. Like I said, it depends on what you into. You looking for the vibes. You looking for the smoke. You looking for you want to have a good time. You need the studio. What we doing? You feel me? You trying to get some features. If you lit, you trying to get some features. You need the people to know you're here. Tap in. You feel me? You trying to be on this 5-star shit? Tap in. You feel me? What we doing? We eating at 6. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like, oh yeah. Cause it's niggas that tap in like, alright, I'm about to go to the mall. I need some weed. Gonna go back to the mall. Go to the studio. Oh, I want to do dinner at 8. Then I want to go to the club at night. Then but I want to go back to the studio. You feel me? It's different type of tap-ins. Then you got niggas that want to tap in and go on the block. That's what you into. Feel me? It just depends on what you're into. We could go over there, but you know what I'm saying? That's light work, but what are we doing? You feel me? Bring the block to the studio. You feel me?
Right. So what else is in store for H Dot before we wrap it up?
Making sure in the Kitchen Academy on the way. It's gonna be some online courses and stuff. Teaching people that wants to get into music industry the things that you need to do to get in the music industry, not just for artists. That's in the Kitchen Academy. It'll be an online course. It's gonna be big. H Dot, the whole thing is still arising, still at hesitant. Everything is in motion in its own way.
So you haven't even reached your plateau yet. You're still on the way up.
Nah, history repeats itself. So it's like what me and Laniyah doing versus in the kitchen shit is like, I know where Laniyah's going. It's just a matter of time. You feel me? It's just timing. But I say 2021. Laniyah will be one of the biggest artists out of Florida. Now she will.
No, I said because you just skipped Orlando and you just said out of Florida.
Out of Florida.
So that's
she will be talked about. You feel me? And it's just timing and just finding that space. Because we already created. She's already in her own space. But once the space is open for her, it's over. Once they pay attention, it's over. Once the stars align, it's over. And people are gonna be scratching their head like, how did I miss it? To be honest with you, not to even bring it up, that's how it hit for Gunna. See, they heard him, but they ain't seen it, but they kept doing like this. So when it hit so hard, and it fucked people up so crazy because they ain't know where that shit came from. You feel what I'm saying? It just, people was lost. People don't even know how they ended up listening to it. Because it hit so hard. And it was like, what the fuck, man? This nigga. Puff was like, if you go on YouTube, Puff was fucked up. Puff was like, yo, this shit king. This shit's crazy, king. Your vibe is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, man, history repeats itself. We doing a Aaliyah Timbaland all over again. You feel me? it's all over again. Y'all done seen it. It's salt and pepper in life. You feel me? When you link up with somebody and y'all on the same brain frequencies, you straight, and y'all got the same vision, and everybody trying to get what they want to get out of it. But as long as you stay together, it's gonna work. You feel me? You be determined and you focused and shit like that. It's gonna work. So it's like she know what she want. I know what I want. Slick know what he want. Free lunch, Booby, Jetta, just a team. Sasha, Bossman Diego, MGX Media, just people that's really involved. They know what they want, and everybody's being a star in their own light, and nobody's stepping on each other's toes. That's why it's moving so fast. You know what I'm saying? And then at that, what's making it much easier is the music is great. So I found an artist with some great music, not just like where you gotta kind of tiptoe around it, but it's great. I know it's great, but I don't need somebody to qualify her or tell me what's the rate. I know what it's worth. Because if you ask me right now, Laniyah is probably, like right now, she probably worth like a 1 point something. Just as is right now. But that's because the numbers ain't there yet on the streaming side to them. But once the numbers hit, it's at 10. And it's at 10. Because once the numbers hit, once the world sees it, like, it's over, bro. It's over. People don't understand. It's going to be over. She's a big deal. She's rapping and singing. I don't think people really understand the science. And she could go in the studio with any of y'all, and she going to hold her weight every time. Every time. She going to hold her weight. And she going to write her verse in less than 30 minutes. So, mind you, she just turned 18. Let's keep that in mind. So her growth, she just turned 18. So her tape was recorded at 17. Let's keep that in mind. Her tape was recorded at 17 in 2 months. And then she did a show in quarantine. See, people not understanding that. You feel what I'm saying? They're not really understanding what really happened, because it's like, but if you really, one day they're gonna have to pay attention to the detail. But that's why we did that. So when you go back, it's gonna be, oh shit, yeah, you missed it. You could have touched and hugged and pictured, and it's gonna be too late. She already a star in the city though. So we look, the numbers don't lie. T.I. follow her. So look, why T.I. follow her? T.I. follow her. We posted her and all. At 13, he followed her before the tape was out. Alright. Be on the lookout. Laniyah Westt, more to come. H. more to come. Don't stop, y'all, man. Just focus. Keep God first and chase your dreams, man. Make every day count. I'm telling you. But and make chess moves only. That's it.
Alright.
Chess moves only.
Alright. We out.
Alright.